Hi there! Today is a very beautiful and sunny day as you can see, and I decided that in this video, I will share to you some tips on how you can write better and more effectively. Writing is probably the hardest and one of the most important skills to learn in English. For example, if you want to get a scholarship, so no matter how well you're able to speak and persuade the school committee before you reach the interview round, you have to went through other rounds, and that includes the part where you have to hand in your essay, which means that your essay needs to be really good. And also at school, sometimes you need to write reports to hand in to your teacher also. So writing is especially important. Writing basically means the way that you deliver your thoughts into words and how you are able to structure your writing. If you want to know how you can have a good structure when you write, check out my other videos. I also have another video where I showed all of you how to write a basic and good essay. So let's jump right into it. First of all, in order to write a good essay, you need to have three things. Number one, idea. Number two is good vocabularies. And number three is grammar. So my tip number one for you is don't write continuously for hours on the end. Why is this? I saw a lot of people when they want to practice writing or when they're writing a report for homework, they spend hours and hours without making much progress on their essay. And this is a big problem. Why does this happen to lots of people? It's because you haven't decided carefully on why you actually want to write this essay, and your mind is not there. So for me, when I first write an essay, I just don't jump right into the writing part, but instead I will do some research and I will write an outline. So what is an outline? An outline is something that you will do research. For example, if I write an essay about how to have better self-studying skills, for example. So before I jump right into writing, which is impossible because at that time, you have no idea, I make an outline on what I'm going to write. So in this essay, maybe I will have 3 or 4 ideas, and I will do some research. I'll work on how I will develop and explain these ideas in my essay. And it's okay if you spend hours researching. I think the more you do research, then the more understanding you'll have on the essay that you're writing. So tip number one, like I said, don't write continuously for hours and don't just jump right straight into writing the essay. Step number one, writing the outline, is super important to help you understand more about it and to help you have the basic foundation in order to write that essay. Very important. You may be asking, how can I write the outline and how can I do research? Well, basically, the outline is to help you think of ideas you're going to write and think of some related vocabularies that you will use in your essay. And for me, I usually spend 30 minutes to 1 hour working on this outline. And after that, sometimes I will not just jump straight into writing right away. It's kind of hard for you to just get your ideas all out into paper. So you can wait for like a few hours and then you go back, because at that time your mind will be fresher and you'll be able to write better. Secondly, very important to help you in your writing is read, and read. Reading is super important because if you don't have enough knowledge and enough vocabulary, then it will be really hard for you to be able to write on a specific topic. And that is something that nobody can help you with because your knowledge is something that you need to gain by yourself and by reading lots of news or read lots of books. So for example, if you have to write a topic about the history of, let's say, I don't know, the history of computers maybe, And for me, I know nothing about that topic. So what I did is that I tried to read some articles that is reliable. Make sure you check the source. Checking the source before you use it will be super important. And there's a problem. Okay, so yeah, just read, and make sure that you check carefully the source so that you will not end up using some unrelated content or some information that is incorrect. Number 3 is try to identify your target audience. Now you may be thinking, why do I need to do that? Because this essay is for me to hand in to my teacher, or this is just a practice essay. So target audience is not that important because I'm not a businessman or a businesswoman. But it's really important because if you don't have the right target audience, then your essay will be really messy. So if I write an essay about how to have better sleep, and I just write, I don't have a target audience, then my essay will be will surely be really messy. And maybe sometimes it's not suitable for a specific audience to read. So by identifying the audience, your essay will be more targeted and will be more focused. So for example, in that essay, my target audience is people who lack sleep. That's my target audience. And I will write that essay based on that audience so that it is suitable for them to read. So number 3 is that you make sure to identify your target audience before you start writing something. And step number 4, avoid plagiarism. Why do I say this? Because a lot of people, sometimes I know that you don't have the intention to plagiarize something. But I think that okay, so plagiarism is super bad because you don't want to get expelled from your school, and paraphrasing skill is super important. In writing, paraphrasing is probably the most important. Paraphrasing is mostly in need when you are writing some informative essay. Informative essay are essay that requires to have correct information on a specific source. So I remember a few weeks ago, I wrote an essay about some work that the United Nations has done for the past few years. And that is an essay that I cannot just tell fibs, tell some untrue information. So I need to search some articles and I need to write exactly the information that article wrote. So you cannot just plagiarize everything. Instead, you have to know how to paraphrase it. So I think that if I talk about paraphrasing, it will take a very long time. But basically, you have to use the information and change the grammar structure, change the words, so that it will be your own writing. And make sure that after you finish writing, you have to cite the source, because you don't want to make it seem like you write everything by yourself. Those information has to be cited. So remember, paraphrasing and cited are very important when you write essays such as informative essay. And avoid plagiarism as much as possible, and avoid AI content as much as possible. Okay, number 5. Yeah. You have to ask 5 whys to come up with ideas. What do I mean by the 5 whys? Why do I need to write this topic? Why is this topic important? Why is this related to what I'm talking about? And why people will care to read my essay. So ask a lot of why questions like that. And when you ask the why and you are able to identify the answer that you came up with, then your essay will surely be more direct to our target audience, and your essay will be more focused instead of writing something that's not related. So make sure that you keep asking yourself, why is this related to what I'm writing about? And why is this important? And will people actually care to read my essay? Very important if you focus on the essay that you're writing. Number 6, a problem here is that a lot of people, they think that their essay will be so good if they use a lot of advanced grammar structure or a lot of advanced high-level words. But to be honest, a good essay is simple and direct. Because I'm not saying that using advanced vocabulary is bad. It is good if you're able to use them, but make sure that you use them at the right amount and don't overuse advanced words. You want to make your essay as simple and as natural as possible. So make sure that you just be simple and direct, just be yourself, and don't worry if your essay is not that good. For me, I usually write the first draft, which means I just keep writing and writing. And after I finish writing, I will just check and edit it later. So you don't have to worry about making grammar mistakes or not having advanced vocabulary in your essay the first time that you write something. You can always check it later. I think the first time you just need to focus on your ideas first, because ideas is way more important. So for me, when I first write the first draft, I just focus on my idea. And after I finish writing the first draft, I will move on to check my grammar and my vocabulary. So yeah, that's it for my tips. Make sure that you will, after you finish writing, it's very important if you proofread, you revise, and you edit so that your essay will be better and you will know about your mistakes better. And it's very important if you have a teacher or a tutor to help you get better at writing and to be able to check your writing when you finish your piece of work. So yeah, those are all my tips, and I hope you apply them, and I hope that you will not fear the skill anymore. See ya!